Hey guys, over the years, I've done quite a few reviews for the company CVLIFE. I've done bipods, red dots, scopes, just a whole bunch of different like rifle type accessories and whatnot. Well, they reached out to me and said that they had a newer scope and asked if I would take a look at it. It comes in this very plain looking white box. On the bottom, it does kind of give you a little bit of information. You can see it's a 1:6 by 24. So as we can see, this is made in China. What I will say about CV Life is that they are not like the lowest quality stuff, but they're also not obviously the highest. Um, you can get their stuff even at Walmart. They sell CV Life scopes and stuff at Walmart. So I mean, they're good enough to be carried, in places like that. I've never had any like issues with the products that I've had from them. All right, so cut that out. Piece of foam fell out there. Looks like we got a manual here with some illustrations. Obviously, it's telling us our windage and elevation adjustments, different types of illumination settings. Here's the front of it. So we'll go over some of those specs here in just a bit. All right, let's continue here, see what else is in here. So we have this little piece here. I believe this is allowing for like adjustments for your magnification. It just makes it easier, something to grab onto to be able to spin that dial. We have a little tool, like an Allen key. Looks like a lens cleaning cloth. And they give you 2 batteries, and those are 2032s. All right, let's pull the scope out of the bag here. And it looks like it comes with a cantilever mount on there. So there are some eyepiece covers, both sides. So we'll just kind of quickly go over things here. So obviously back here is our ocular lens. This should pop off as well. So you can adjust it here as well. We can see it's a 1:6 by 24. So it's a 1:6 power or magnification. And the 24 is the size of our lens down there. Again, I mentioned that it's got the cantilever rail system on it, which is already mounted, which is nice. We have our windage and elevation adjustments. Looks like there's not a cap on it, so you'll adjust it from here. So our battery doors over here. Looks like there's multiple brightness levels. There are a few scratches on that battery door. Looks like they probably used something to kind of tighten that up or something on there. I'm not sure. The rest of the scope looks okay though. And then we have our objective lens down here on this end. And again, this should slide off if you don't want to use it. And it is threaded, so if you want to put like a sunshade or something like that on there, you can. So this is a low power variable optic. So it starts off with that 1 magnification. And then that little piece that I showed earlier, I believe it would screw in here. Yep. And it just allows you to be able to adjust this easier. If you have a hard time like gripping this and turning it by hand, you can put that on there. Just gives you a little more leverage. The overall length is about 10.5 inches. And with that cantilever mount, it weighs about 1.5 pounds. So 24.3 ounces. These cantilever mounts are a really nice design. They're basically a single piece that already has the rings built into them. It kind of allows you to be able to mount this in more spots, along your rail, to kind of get the eye relief that works well for you. So I'm going to get one of the batteries installed here, and then we'll take a look at what the glass looks like and the reticle. Kind of see what the color, I know it's a red reticle, but we'll kind of see what that is, and then check out the brightness levels and stuff like that. Hopefully this will give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at here. You can see the reticle. I'm going to bring it kind of over on this tree over here. And then we'll kind of go through the different brightness. Right now I don't have it turned on. So basically in the middle of those crosshairs, there's going to be a dot that illuminates. It's not the entire reticle or the entire crosshairs. It's just going to be a dot that comes on. And then it's variable in brightness. And so we're going to have 1 through 6. And every time that there's a dot, it's actually off. So it's going to be 1, which is the lowest brightness, and then off. 2, and then off, and so on until you get up to 6. And I don't know how well this camera will even show this, if at all. With the eye, you can see it really, really, really well. I don't think the camera is going to pick it up. I'll try at a different angle here. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that red dot is showing up on camera. So I apologize for that. But trust me when I say that it does get brighter. And I might try to show it to you guys at night so you can kind of see how that thing changes in brightness. So I know this is not going to be in focus, but I did at least want to show you the kind of the variable brightness here. So that is like halfway up on the brightness. You can see it's just a center red dot. And that's all the way up. So I kind of wanted to show you guys, like with this cantilever mount, what's so nice about it. I am going to end up removing this rear sight, but just to kind of show you is, you know, I could mount this thing here. I could go here. I could just keep going further out along that barrel until I have the proper eye relief. I'm going to take this off so I can start at the rear though and see what works for me. I will say I really like how the scope comes already on that mount. You don't have to like try to level it, or you don't have to mess with all of these screws here. What is that? 8 screws total. You have to mess with those. Basically, you just tighten up these 2 nuts there and you're done. And this furthest spot back here is probably what's going to work best for me. I tried it in like 3 or 4 different spots. My cheek is basically in this area right here. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 inches of eye relief. And here's another example just to kind of show you how far out over the barrel you could have this if you wanted it, or if you needed it for your eye relief. So, you know, I could mount this anywhere up that far, or I could come back, you know, halfway or all the way back to the rear. All right, guys, I'm out here at the range with this CVLIFE scope set up at 50 yards down there. It is a super windy day today, but this is the day I was able to come out, so we'll deal with it. I got somewhat sighted in at home with that sight mark laser bore sighter. So I should at least be on paper. I'll put 2 or 3 shots down range, check where we're at, and then make some adjustments. Okay, first shots here. So I don't know if my iPhone can zoom in that far down or not, but the 3 were all pretty close together and a little high, a little right. Let's see here. Yeah, that's as close as I can zoom in, but I think you can see them there. So we'll make some adjustments and come back. So I need to go left a little bit and down a little bit. And to make the adjustments on here, you basically pull out on the turret like this and then turn. And it's a 1/4 inch at 50 yards. Probably just do like 3 clicks and then maybe 2 or 3 down as well. So I'm pulling up here, and then I'm turning to the down position, and then locking that back in place. All right, we'll run some more rounds through here. So let's say that you go to zoom in from, like, let's just say a 1 power to a 6, and when you look at your target, it's kind of fuzzy or blurry. You basically just take this lens cap off back here, and then you turn this here to adjust the focus until it's clear for you again. So having been to the range and actually using the scope, got a couple thoughts on it. Uh, First thing is, here's the current pricing as of July 27th. It's $130 with a $10 coupon, so $120. It does say that it has an illuminated reticle, and the other scopes that I've had in the past that have that, like the entire reticle is illuminated, like the crosshairs, whether it's red or green or whatever, the whole thing is illuminated. This one really isn't that way. It's honestly just that dot in the middle. It's almost like a red dot and a scope combined. And you can actually keep your, like, both eyes open and just find that center red dot just like you would with a regular red dot. So that's actually fairly nice. Overall, the glass was very clear. The magnification, that 1:6, worked perfectly fine. And although the lever here isn't absolutely necessary, it actually does make it nice to be able to just grab onto that to be able to make your adjustments. I will say, when I was at the range though, that came loose 2 or 3 different times. Like it just didn't take much to get that thing just to kind of move around. So I would caution you that could be easily lost. So make sure that's tight prior to your range trips. I've actually never used a cantilever scope mount before, but I really like it. I like the ease of it, the sturdiness of it, the adjustability. I will say with my particular rifle that because this is somewhat bigger back here, I had a hard time reaching my charging handle. So if I were to leave this on, I probably would have to get like an extended charging handle. It's kind of awkward to get your hands underneath here. Getting it zeroed in was pretty easy. I somewhat had it zeroed in at home before I ever went to the range, but it's a 1/4 inch adjustments at 50 yards. And so let's just say I was 2 inches high and 2 inches right, which was what I was pretty close to there. You basically will just pop this up. And then if I was 2 inches, it would be 8 clicks. And then you lock it back down. And then I would do the same thing over on the other side. I don't necessarily have an opinion either way on the power switch here, how it goes, like 1 off, 2 off, 3 off, and so on. It's a little bit different. Most of them are just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off, but it works just fine. I definitely like how it comes on the mount already and already leveled for you. Most companies would just include the mount. You have to put it in there and then try to get it leveled out yourself. And there is some adjustability. If you have it all the way back and you still need a little bit more, you probably still have, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch right there that you can still move this back. And if you want all the way forward and still need more, you can. So overall, I think that the materials are pretty decent. The quality control is also pretty good. I did mention earlier that my battery door here, it almost looks like the finish just didn't get put all the way on. I don't think it scratches per se. It could be, I'm not sure, because I can see kind of down in there as well. But that was really the only thing on it that I noticed as any imperfections at all. I only shot out at 50 yards that day at the range. With being 6 power, you could probably go out to a couple 100 yards. My eyes are not that good. I'm not that great of a shot to do that distance. Usually 50 to 100 is usually all I'll ever shoot at. But I'll leave a Amazon link down in the video description if you want to find out more information on this little scope. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below as well. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.